Take 3 of this video. Hello, howdy everybody. This is going to be a really quick guide on this build I came up with a day or two ago, and I've been running it. It's really good on Orc Maelstrom. That's what I've been playing anyways. I don't know how good it'll be on Havoc, but if you want to run this on Havoc, like before I get around to it and I can give my thoughts, do feel free to give me any comments, any suggestions for what to change. But anyways, we're going to be really quickly going over this whole thing. For the weapons, we're going to be running the shivs, the Mark IIIs. These are the ones that are going to be slashing everything horizontal-like. We're going to take mobility as the dump stat, and we're going to be using carapace armor and crit chance as the perks. This is a crit build. So we do want a lot of critical hit chance. And we're going to be running Riposte and Uncanny Strike for the blessings. The Needle Pistol is less a tool for actually killing stuff and more just to get us into the kill zone, so to say. We're going to take Stability as the dump stat, and I'll explain why in a minute here. For the perks, we're going to take Sprint Efficiency and Stamina. Again, I'll explain. And for the blessings, we're going to take Strip Down. And for the last one, you can really run whatever perk you want. Run and Gun is probably better than Point Blank. I just ran out of money when I was putting this together, so that's why I only have Strip Down. Because Strip Down is really the one important thing here. You want to 100% have Strip Down. Literally, whatever else you want for the bottom, I don't care. It's not my build, dude. I'm not the police. I'm you know? For the Curios here, you can run whatever you want, really, but I'm going to run Toughness, Max Stamina. You can probably change out that Max Stamina for another Toughness. In fact, you know, I'm just going to say this. When I say do whatever you want for the Curios, no. You need Toughness on this guy. If you build health on this guy, you're going to die really fast. If you run wounds, just don't do that, okay? Save wounds for Martyrdom Zealots. And for the perks on these, you're going to be running Toughness, Revive Speed, and Combat Ability Regeneration. This is my pick. This is my personal favorite. But if you want to use, say, Gunner Resistance, or maybe like Stamina Regeneration instead of Revive Speed, feel free to do that. But Toughness and Combat Ability Regeneration... excuse me, that was lunch. Ooh, excuse me. That's what you're going to be wanting to run. Those two specifically, those are really important. For the talents here, In Your Face, Sticky Hands, Voice of Tertium, Speed Loader, Calling a Timeout, Moving Target, Sticky Hands. I think I said Sticky Hands already. This, like, 3/5 of this top sort of area here does not matter at all. This is a melee build. We don't care about these. This is a melee build. So let's look at the 4 melee nodes over here. Or rather, I guess, 3. I don't know. Tertium Welcome, 15% melee damage on first hit. That's just more damage. That's good. Float Like a Butterfly. Perfect blocks and successful dodges grant plus 20% critical strike chance for 3 seconds. This is also really good. And this actually pairs really well with our Riposte. I don't play with mods because I'm a freak. But if I could spawn a guy in here and have him try and hit me, I could show you. Oh, he's going to hit me. I dodge. I just gain 40% critical strike chance just like that. And on this guy, you are constantly dodging. You are constantly moving around. So you're basically just going to have 100% uptime on that as long as you're fighting stuff. Untouchable is actually way more useful than I thought it would be on this build. You're sort of forced to take it because unless you want to put into precision violence and then into moving target, which this moving target, you do not need that on this. Okay, you already have 3 dodges with the needle gun. It does not matter. Untouchable is really good. So the whole idea of this build, and we'll get into the more nitty-gritty stuff later, is you're running into the enemies and you have a low threat. So if your team is sort of close by, when you go and aggro all the enemies, they're going to be more focused on running to them and killing them rather than trying to take out you, which is great. Like, if you have an arbitrator or something on your team that can really stun and manipulate the enemies, and he's just fucking them up while you're fucking the enemies up from behind and him from the front, it's a really good combo. It's a really good combo. You have to take this node, and then for your blitz down here, you're definitely going to want the chem grenade. I'm just going to throw one out and I'm going to show you. I'm gonna take a sip of my water actually here while these guys do their thing. As you can see, the gunners died twice when they respawned. 3 times even. If that is not a demonstration of why these grenades are so incredible, I don't know what is. And I guess just to show it off, let me take this off and let me put on Boombringer. Alright, this is what Boombringer does. You know, that was pretty cool. But, main problem with that is that, where's the talent tree? That was a one and done. Okay, the chem grenade just sat there and killed the enemies over and over again. This is much better than the Boombringer. As for Blackout, Blackout can be good. The only problem with it is that if I'm going to run Blackout, I would also want to run Pocket Toxin, and there isn't a lot of wiggle room in this build, I gotta be honest. Like, maybe you could take away battering strikes or something, maybe burst of energy, and use that instead, but I would recommend against it. Chem grenade is just going to be your, like, oh shit, there's a million crushers coming right at me. This is one of your answers to these kind of enemies right here. Your other one is the needle pistol. If you've got, like, something coming at you and you don't have the means to properly deal with it, you can just do that and it'll die. Very excellent. The needle pistol is quite overpowered. It's quite strong right now. Anyways, we're going to take Gang Tough because it is mandatory. And then for the 3 down here... Sorry, I just have to take my vitamins. I should not be doing this in the middle of the fucking build, but whatever, right? I just remembered now. Nimble, regain posture, and jittery. Nimble just lets you dodge more. It increases the amount of distance you cover. It increases the time you are considered dodging. Jittery lets you do this shit. Look at how fast I'm getting it back. I couldn't even time that on a stopwatch. That's how fast I'm getting it back. And then regain posture. Again, I don't play with mods, so I can't actually show this off, but 10% stamina is on dodge. Let me explain something about the perk right here, or the blessing. Strip down. Strip down grants you ranged attack immunity while you are sprinting above 50% stamina. What that means is that you are not just like getting hit but taking 0 damage. You're dodging the shots. So if there's a gunner all the way over there and he's shooting you, as long as you're over 50% and you're sprinting, you're going to be considered dodging. And when you dodge, you're going to get back 10% stamina. So as you can see here, there's a feedback loop where if you're running into a horde of gunners that are actively shooting your team, all of a sudden, you suddenly become this invincible force sprinting forwards, dodging every single shot and regaining all your stamina. And by the time you get up to him, you're still at 100% stamina, and you could just go to fucking town on these guys like, what's up, man? Anarchist is the aura that you're going to be taking. And this is just me min-maxing. Gunslinger is probably the much better option here. But, you know, I run Prescience on Psyker. I'm that kind of guy, okay? I'm that kind of monster. And this will take you down into another toughness node, and you're going to be taking Rampage as your ability. This is just a massive buff to your melee output. So you're going to activate this, and you're going to be going crazy. And when it runs out, you do lose all your stamina, and you take more damage. But taking more damage as this guy literally does not mean anything. You already are so vulnerable to basically everything around you that a 25% increase in damage is basically like, instead of getting hit by 4 nuclear bombs, you're getting hit by 5, which that doesn't mean anything. There's no difference, you know? You're not going to take Channeled Aggression because this build does not rely on heavy attacks whatsoever. But you will be running Boiling Blood, you will be running Forge's Bellow, and you will be running Pulverizing Strikes. These two are just really good bonuses and buffs to Rampage, but Forge's Bellow is actually really important because any kind of safety net as the Hive Scum is going to be really huge. Let's say that you get grabbed by a mutant or a dog, and you're still in your thing right here. You know, you're cutting people up, you're killing them. Oh no, I got pounced by a dog. What am I going to do? My Rampage ends, it knocks him back. It knocks him off me, I'm back up and in the fight. And from there, I could maybe activate my stim to go and get back in there, cut people up, try and get back my Rampage as quickly as I possibly can, and then activate it again, and then I have another safety net to prevent me from getting mauled by a dog, because it has happened to me a lot when I've been playing. I do slip up sometimes, and I do get grabbed by a dog. Forge's Bellow has saved me every time. So this is a very important note to take. Down from there, a melee damage boost and a toxin strength boost, just as little operative modifier tax nodes. You know, these are both good. These both do you know, these are just good. I'm trying to, like, think of a way to explain why these are good, but this is a melee tox build, okay? These are just... why not? We need to take them anyways. Punching above one's weight, 'tis but a scratch, burst of energy, and battering strikes. These are all good, just on any build. These are fantastic. If you're gonna go Desperado, take away battering strikes, you're still going to be taking these 3 every single time. Because any kind of survivability on these 2 is immensely helpful on this character because he is already so squishy, and then punching above one's weight. Every single character has one of these to where it's like you deal 20% more damage to monstrosities or 20% more damage to elites. These are basically 100% picks every single time. And then below that we have Hive City Brawler. And this one is kind of situational because considering that you're going to have your needle pistol out whenever you're running into danger, you're most likely going to be dodging ranged hits. So by the time you get to the action, you're probably always going to be at 100% stamina. But hyperviolence and battering momentum, I've kind of found just really aren't that great. I mean, you already get so much cleave from all your other abilities. That additional really does not matter that much. Because the knives already have pretty decent multi-target kind of potential. You know, cleave, that much cleave really is not that necessary. For the Keystone, you're going to be taking Adrenaline Frenzy, and basically what this does is whenever you kill 30 enemies, or whenever you hit enemies 30 times, you gain 10% attack speed and 25% melee damage, lasting 10 seconds. You're going to take Stoked Rage and Adrenaline Unbound for this one. Adrenaline Unbound, so that we have a constant 5% toughness regeneration. This is like one of the main ways that you're going to be getting back toughness. And then Stoked Rage, so that we can have 100% uptime on it. Like, let me just cut up some guys here. And this isn't 100% representational of a actual horde, but here I'm cutting them up. And as you can see down at the bottom there, we go just past the 10-second mark, and then we have another stack of it. So this 20 seconds is so we have 100% uptime. Adrenaline Assassin, Adrenaline Smiter, and Uncontrolled Aggression, these do not matter that much. From how quickly we're hitting enemies, we do not need the increase of duration. From how we are just constantly cutting people up, not so much getting big hits one at a time, like maybe with the crowbar, this does not matter. And then maybe Adrenaline Assassin, no, definitely not. Because you're not concerning yourself with hitting enemies in the weak spots so much as just getting as much of the crowd as you possibly can. Like, if you so happen to hit enemies in the head, great. But for mixed hordes, you're probably going to be wanting to aim center mass on enemies. Anyways, for this little area over here, we have extra pouches, which, I mean, come on, dude. Why not? It's just one more chem grenade. A sample collector. Kills replenish 1% of your stim cooldown. Killing chem toxin infected enemies instead replenishes 2%. We'll get into that. Coated weaponry. Critical strikes apply chem. Targeted toxin decreases the damage of enemies affected by toxin, and toxic renewal replenish toughness when an enemy infected by chem is killed by a melee attack. So what all that means is this is the whole reason we've been building up crit damage on these knives, while we've been building up critical hit chance, rather. We just want to go and we want to apply chem to as many people as we possibly can. And this is how we're going to regenerate our toughness. That and adrenaline. For the stim, We're going to go all the way up on critical strike chance and attack speed. So here's the combo. Here's how we're going to play this, right? You're going to have your needle gun, and you're going to be running into the enemies. You're going to be dodging any ranged strikes that may be clipping you. And then once you get to the enemies, you're going to activate your stim, cancel it, cancel the animation with the frenzy ability, rampage, and you're going to be just going sicko mode on these guys. And as you can see, I have very good uptime on my frenzy. I have very good uptime on my adrenaline. So we just have constant buffs to our melee attacks. And killing all these enemies that are inflicted with chem toxin and all that is going to help our stim, which has a very, very long cooldown, to regenerate just that little bit extra quicker. The reason that we're not taking, where is it? The reason we're not taking long-lasting is because we aren't necessarily concerned with how long we have the active buff for, considering that we get it back so quickly. We're more concerned with cutting down this very long cooldown to be as short as possible, which we do through Sample Collector. So that is basically the entire build. And what is your answer for Crushers? What is your answer for specialists that are far, far away? It's the needle gun. The needle gun is so good. I really can't overstate how good the needle gun is. Like, look at this. Bam, 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 bam. I think this guy dies in 4. If he doesn't die in 4, it's like 5. Yeah, no, 4. 4 needles to kill one of those guys. For him, well, hold on, let's get one with full health. 1, 2. 3, I think. Yeah, 3, and that guy is down and out. And look at how accurate this is. I'm gonna stand here. That guy. Did I ping the dog? Yeah, I pinged the dog. I'm gonna stand all the way over here. Watch this. 40 meters away, and I just hit the dog. It doesn't one-shot him, but yeah, it doesn't one-shot him. Oh, that made me cringe a little bit. But you see that shit, right? One little tiny bullet, and that's basically 99% of his health bar just deleted. And then, if you really don't want to use the needle gun, or there's a lot of these guys, instead of just one singular one, you throw down one of these, and he just gets covered in the juice, and the juice makes him feel bad, and gives him a tummy ache, and he starts to go down real easy. So, if it isn't a crusher, and, if it's not really far away from you, just cut it up with the knives, you know, do that whole melee loop of activating the stim, activating your ability, cutting people up, doing all that, evading hits, dishing out damage, dishing out toxin, and then when something is really far away, you can just shoot it once and it'll most likely die, or you can throw a grenade at a horde of armored enemies and just have them be annihilated by the goo. Thank you so much for watching this video, this little tutorial on this build I've been running. A very quick shout out to a couple people. Tanner Lindbergh on YouTube. His videos are what inspired this little guide I've made right here. He is very well informed on this game. He's very well opinionated. And if I had not started watching his videos about a year ago, I don't think I would be into this game as much as I am now. I think I would still be playing Vermintide basically every day. But, yeah, his videos are very excellent. A lot of useful information there. Please do go check him out. If you guys want to see any more builds, or you have any suggestions for anything that I should maybe change about this, do let me know in the comment section. Anyways, this has been a Darktide build tutorial / showcase video. I hope that you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much.